So we got these Matsuras in summer of 2021. And so in late 2022, guys were coming to me and saying, hey, we need another Matsura, right? Because they're fantastic, they're very productive machines. And so I got into Datanomix, I looked at the data, and I saw a fairly strong inverse relationship between the spindle utilization of both the machines. So we name all of our machines, so this is Adam and Eve. So Adam and Eve, because it's the first machines we ever got in a pair, and it was the first machines in this section of the building. So a little symbolic there.
Fun.
Very symbolic. And so when I was looking at that data where there's an inverse relationship in the machine's usage, it was like, we don't need another machine, I just need to train another person to get on the Matsuras, right? And so then we basically took somebody from another part of the shop, got them trained up onto the Matsuras, and then took another person from a different part of the shop, trained them into that position, and kind of backfilled at a lower entry level position. And so now, fast forward to 2023, now we actually genuinely do need another machine, and that's what we've got coming in.
Kylan, I want to ask you a question that I think often the audience thinks about as well, and that's, there's a belief out there that I can figure out this information on my own, or maybe it doesn't take enough time, or this information being provided is redundant. I know what my machines are doing already. I know what my operators are doing already. Do you believe that you could do this without machine monitoring? These questions that you had, these answers that you've been provided, the struggle that you had a few years ago to what you've learned from Datanomix?
And what I would say is, let me put it this way. You could take a 5-axis part that's 3+2 machining, and you can make that on a manual mill.
The good people can.
Right. So can you get a lot of this data? Sort of. Can you make that part on a manual mill? Depending on the part, yes. But is it going to be efficient? Is it going to be productive? Is that how you're going to make the most money? Right? So when we're looking at then at Datanomix, right, if I take 18, 19 machines, right, I could throw our CMMs in there too, right, and getting them hooked up, and I get a 10% productivity boost out of them, that's another 2 machines, right? And how much money did I just spend to get 2 more machines? Right, that's just one little example, right? And so you can always, when you got good people, you can always do a lot with less, but you're not going to, it takes a whole nother level of car to run a NASCAR race, so to speak, right? And so, depending upon where your vision is, where you want to go, what you want your margins to be, how much time and effort do you want to be able to put in with your own time to get data like that? And even if you do, it's not going to be to the granularity and ability that we have here. You're going to be missing some kind of opportunity, right? And the reality is that, there's a reason why those manual machines are going away. They're still good for certain applications, right? But that's the second industrial revolution, right? You're sitting with a third here, and people are moving on to the fourth, right? So at some point, you have to be able to make the decision of what you want your company to look like, where you want to be 20 years from now, 40 years from now. If you look at what it was like 40 years back in industry, imagine what it's going to look like 40 years from now. And are you positioning yourself to be in a position to take full advantage of that future?
Kylan, please don't drop my microphone again, but that was another mic drop moment, Kylan. Thank you so much for your time today.